Happy Friday, everyone, and welcome to another Ask Us Anything Q&A session. This week we sat down with none other than the Queen of Understated Bridal Elegance, Prea James. We couldn't bear to pull Prea away today from ensuring all of your beautiful gowns are on track for your celebrations at the end of this year. So we sent all of your questions off to Prea yesterday, and we're excited, very excited to share her responses with you today over here on our Q&A session. Prea, if you're watching, hello. Thank you so much for taking the time to answer our long list of questions. So we'll get stuck in. First of all, Prea, how did you get into bridal design? After graduating from studying fashion design, I was working for a fashion label part-time. My friend Amy was working at Karen Willis Homes. I'm sure we're all aware of that incredible brand as well. And she told me there was a hand sewing position she should apply for. I got the job and loved working there. I was there for 4 years and just fell in love with the artisanship that goes into a bridal gown as opposed to fast fashion. Where do you get your inspiration from, Prea? Everywhere, really. Fashion, art, film, nature, architecture, 50s, 60s and 70s fashion, and of course, my brides. They are a big inspiration to me. They're strong, independent, modern women. Yay! This is one from us, really. We're big fans of your use of lustrous and matte fabrications that lend themselves so well to your modern, understated bridal designs. Is there any chance we'll see colour, different textures, embroidered or detailed fabrics in future Prea James bridal collections? Prea says, well, my second collection back in 2017 did have a pink dress. Wow, okay. And some textured fabrics, lace and embroidery, but my brides were really loving the plain silks. I do try to, of course, design with my bride in mind, but always include a little bit of texture because I do actually love embroidery, French laces and beautifully beaded fabrics. I can say for 2021, I am looking at a few textured fabrics, but plain or slightly more detailed plain fabrics, which will for the foreseeable future make up a large portion of my collections. Wow, okay, ladies, stay tuned. What is your favourite fabric to work with, Prea? Ooh, this is a tough one. Anything high quality. I love working with heavy silks as it falls so beautifully and presses so nicely. I also love working with lace though. It is relatively easy to work with. We are introducing some new fabrics for 2021 that are more sustainable. We are spending any of our downtime researching at the moment. While we of course cannot be 100% sustainable making one-off dresses, we have found some fabrics that are more sustainable than others on the market, and we will be using them in the next collection. Such an important value to build into your business. I do find that a lot of brides now are being more conscious and looking at different ways that they can create a more sustainable celebration, and a lot of it does start with what they're wearing. So that's awesome to hear, Prea. We look forward to seeing those fabrics roll out in 2021. What Prea James style would you recommend for a fuller bust? So now we're going into some styling questions, which is awesome. Prea recommends Scarlet, Asta, Ariel, and of course the Cecile blouse would work well for a fuller bust, but also the Amelia gown, which has full boning in the bodice, which provides structure, so it's quite supportive for a slightly bigger bust. Myra also works well if the back is raised. We have the gorgeous Myra in store here at Mrs Frays. But Amelia is a strapless gown which has removable sleeves, which is quite awesome as well. Great question. I think we have a bit of a Tyler fan on our hands here. So the question is, would Tyler work well for a bride with a smaller bust? I'm going to jump in here and answer this one for Prea. It was a last minute entry, and we have the beautiful Tyler here in store at Mrs Frays. So we think that absolutely the beautiful Tyler would work well for a smaller bust. The top of Tyler can actually be ordered in a different size to the skirt because it's a two-piece. ensuring that this beautiful structured bodice of the top sits firm and is secure. You can actually check out, there's a beautiful bride, Laura, wearing her Tyler gown for her Sydney wedding over on Prea's Instagram. We'll share that with you as well later. We believe Laura might be wearing around a size 10. She found her gown through fellow Prea James stockist Hope and Paige in Sydney, and her day was actually captured by a friend of ours, Elise Hussey. Hi, Elise. This is another sizing question for you, and I'm going to jump in and answer this one as well. Another late entry. Are your gowns in standard sizing, and can they be altered from there? Which is a really great question. I'm just going to pop this away. Prea's designs are available and in full and half sizes from an Australian 6 through to an 18, which is awesome, because personally I feel like I've been a size 11 all of my life. So once you've decided on the one, you've found your dress, we'll help you with your measurements and then consult Prea's size chart with you to decide on the best size we should order based on how you'd like your gown to fit. You can then alter your gown once you receive it if you feel like you've lost a touch of weight, and we work with a very experienced tailor here in Canberra who knows our gowns intimately and can carry out any alterations for you. So hopefully that helps answer your sizing question there. Back to Prea. How would you style the Myra gown for an indoor winter wedding? This has come from the beautiful bride, Erica. Prea says, hello, Erica. Yay for your Myra gown. Okay, indoor. Does this mean indoor you would take the warmer layer off or something to leave on? The Cecile blouse from Prea's collection, which is a beautiful sheer organza jacket that Prea has created in the Harmony 2 collection, would work quite well over Myra, and you could have it made in a matte silk to match your dress. There you go. Or the Clementine jacket. You may not get much warmth out of it. Alternatively, Prea said she's seen some very cool knitwear pieces. Maybe this is something I should look into. Yes, Prea, you should. I mixed some styles up there, so I'll just go back. The Cecile blouse is a beautiful silk satin blouse with the feature sleeve, which would look awesome over Myra. And the Clementine jacket is the one I mentioned earlier, the beautiful silk organza, more of a sheer opaque option, not a lot of warmth. Prea says, thanks, Erica. Looking forward to creating your dress for you. Then we have a question still on the styling. Recommended styles for ladies with larger hips who are a little self-conscious. Prea says, I'm maybe the wrong person to ask because I'm pretty straight up and down, or even more top heavy and would kill for some hip shape. So I say rock whatever you want, but I also understand everyone has their own little self-conscious spots, for sure. We don't have any A-line skirts at the moment, but they do work well. In saying that, our skirts aren't designed to be super hugging through the hip. I say skim, not hug. For example, the Cara skirt or the skirt on the Ariel dress just fall quite nicely through the hip in a nice heavy silk that doesn't show lumps and bumps that a thinner fabric would otherwise. I've known a few brides that have been self-conscious in the hip area to try these styles, and they love the way that they fit. So give Cara and Ariel a go, both styles that we have here at Mrs Fray. Can you explain the difference in fit and look between a bias cut and an A-line? Bias cut is designed to complement your curves. It tends to accentuate curves in the way that the fabric falls on the bias. It hugs where it can. So a bias cut is basically cut on a 45-degree angle. Most fabric is cut straight across on a 90-degree angle. A more forgiving or modest fit might be a good way to describe an A-line style. A lot of our skirts are not cut on the bias, they are on the straight grain, but have shape in the seams. So you will get some shape without them hugging too tightly around the hip area. They are more what we call fit and flare. Awesome. Okay. Favourite gown. It's like trying to choose your favourite child, I'm sure, Prea, but thank you for answering this one. What is your favourite gown from your latest Harmony 2 collection? Tyler, Valentina and Clementine, and Cecile, Cecile is the blouse. And why not throw in Carolyn and Amelia too? Wow, see, there you go. It's really hard to choose. Any new designs in the works that you can tell us about? Well, Prea says nothing that will be released anytime soon, but we are making a start on the collection for 2021. And I've got to tell you, I'm excited. My favourite part, the early stages are where there are so many possibilities. We can't wait to see more. So this is one from us. Your pearl veil has won a lot of hearts and will forever be hard to match in terms of bridal accessories. Are you planning on adding any new veils or accessories to future collections? Prea says, yes, I think there will be a need for a special veil in each collection from now on. Not sure it will beat the pearl veil though, we shall see. Okay, stay tuned, ladies. Will we see the return of any long sleeve dresses? Yes, absolutely, Prea says. Especially now we're also designing for the Northern Hemisphere, who do actually get married in winter, which makes me very happy because I love a good sleeve. So sleeves are coming back. We love having Tyler on offer at Mrs Fray. Again, it's a separate top and skirt. Do you think we'll see more interest in bridal separates coming out of the coronavirus period, or even as brides are potentially planning for two celebrations, where separates allow for the ability to mix and match to change their look for each occasion? Okay, we've got a fun fact here from Prea. Tyler is actually her son's name. How cool is that? I will likely be mixing in a few more separates for the next collection. Our Cecile blouse and Maya skirt have been going well also, so it would be crazy not to add more separates into the next collection. Heading on to kind of styling the Prea James bridal designs, what is your favourite accessory to pair back with a dress? Prea says, I do love a good statement shoe. I have a few brides wear loafer Randall heels on their wedding days, which made me so happy because I've been a long time fan of her brand. Especially as a lot of our dresses are plain and have a split, it would be unnatural not to go a bit fancy on the footwear. I will also say veils aren't for everyone, but it's the only time in your life that you get to wear one. So treat yourself. They make for great photos and add a little bit of drama to your otherwise understated look. Also, Prea is also a big believer in a great pair of earrings. I don't think necklaces are somewhat unnecessary. One more thing to say here, nothing wrong with a bit of OTT. However, maybe choose your focal point and style around that. Got a great pair of shoes that are a bit fancy? Maybe your earrings need to be a little bit more subtle. Wearing the pearl beaded veil, do your earrings work with it, or is it too much? Accessories need to be considered carefully. Awesome styling advice. Thank you, Prea. And a question that we were going to ask as well, how are you and your team coping with the impacts of the coronavirus pandemic? Prea says, well, it's been a hard hit. We are a small business, and with the majority of retailers shut down, it obviously has impacted greatly, as it has for everyone. We've been lucky enough as everything is made in-house in our studio in Wollongong, so we've been able to keep producing. I'm forever grateful to my small and wonderful team. My machinists were working from home, and just two of us in the studio working on orders during the coming months, social distancing of course. I know compared to some we have been lucky, and we have stocked up on our most favourite fabrics and supplies just beforehand, so we are okay in that sense. It is an upsetting time for everyone though. Our hearts go out to all of our brides who have had to cancel or postpone their weddings. We hope that most were able to postpone rather than cancel. Now we're moving on to a few quickfire questions for Prea, a little more life related. She doesn't know how to give quick answers, a little bit like myself. I've never been great at brevity. She says, ask her friends. We should see her when she tries to order a meal. Okay, so what is your favourite fragrance, Prea? Prea says Victor and Rolf Flower Bomb, but she hasn't been perfume shopping for a while, so she's open to suggestions. Ladies, hit her up on Instagram with some suggestions for your favourite fragrances. Current Spotify playlist on rotation or soundtrack to life. Music is life for me, Prea says. I have running playlists which is linked to Shazam, so I can Shazam a song and it goes straight onto her running playlist. Sometimes new songs are added, or sometimes I hear a classic and Shazam it, so it goes straight onto that playlist. Honestly, I couldn't choose just one soundtrack to life, but I have been obsessed with the Blaze, Viral and Territory for a while now. Keep coming back to them, okay? Maybe we'll have to add them to our Mrs Fray playlist. Book or podcasts you're currently enjoying. Prea says, the Fast 800 Diet. True story. Also, she enjoys Goop podcasts and meditation to sleep because she's constantly wired. I think we're all in that club, Prea. Rest assured, you're not alone there. Also loving Goop. Favourite location to travel to. Prea says, when I was in my early 20s, I travelled to Europe. Hard to pick a number one, but loved Croatia and Berlin. Actually, everywhere I went, I truly loved it. Europe in general, the history and the culture take me back. I'm also desperate to go to India and Japan. Japan is high on my list too. I went to New York Bridal Market last October, which was my first time in New York, and absolutely loved it. I can't wait to go back whenever that may be, but hopefully can go add in a little bit of a holiday as well. There was so much I didn't get to see. Hard to get back to the kiddies. Okay, here's a random one for you, Prea. I think we know where this one came from. What is your, here we go, eggs and bacon or pancakes for breakfast? Prea says, it's a tough one. I generally go egg and bacon. I could eat egg and bacon breakfast for lunch and dinner, and I get FOMO if others order egg and bacon and I get pancakes. But once in a blue moon, I get pancakes and I love them. You know what's good? Bacon on pancakes with maple syrup. Now we're talking. Oh my gosh, it's making me hungry, Prea. But you know, I don't want to have an early heart attack, so try not to eat that too often. Prea, what is keeping you motivated during isolation? Prea says, putting food on the table for my kids is a big one. My awesome Prea James bridal team, who I love dearly, have been keeping me motivated in life in general. And I like to keep imagining when this nightmare is over, we can slowly go back to life or a new kind of life, and we will love and appreciate everything more than we ever knew we could. I already loved hugging, but I think I will love hugging strangers on the street even. I couldn't agree more. Any self-care routines you've been following at present that you hope to continue once we come out the other side of this time? Brie says, what is self-care? Coffee? I might use my voucher to get a facial. I always wanted to, but never had the time. Can't wait. Prea, if you're watching, thank you ever so much for taking the time to answer all of our questions, which with so much thought and passion behind them. Everyone, we hope you have a wonderful weekend ahead. Stay safe, keep inspired, and until we see you next time with yet another very special guest. Now, we won't give too much away for now, but we'll give you one little clue. She is currently celebrating her 20th year of designing timeless Australian bridal. We'll just drop that one there. Look forward to seeing you next Friday. Have an incredible weekend ahead. See you soon. Thanks for joining us, ladies. Take care.